Hello my good friends and welcome, and as you can see our today's session I'm going to record the video using my smartphone. This is because I want to share with you some of the mobile apps that I normally use to advance myself in this field of IT, to keep myself updated, learn new topics, and maybe cover some of the topics that I feel that I have not covered them very well in the past, and also to advance in other by learning other programming languages, especially the ones that I didn't cover before. So one thing with the mobile apps, you know that they work offline, which makes it something fast, and they are well documented. And also you will be able to practice. If it's to code, you can just code everywhere, like when you are traveling, you're on a vehicle, maybe something like that. You can start coding and trying to test and keep on practicing so that you can be perfect. So in this case, let me start by showing you some of the applications that I feel they can help you as a student in the field of technology, or maybe computer science, or maybe you're a professional and you're out there, you want to learn new things. These are some of the applications that I would recommend you to have them. Maybe you're wondering who I am. I'm Erico Banks, and this is CodeStar. We normally talk about technology issues. So make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, so that you can get notified whenever I upload another video like this one. So in case maybe you want to learn more about technology, maybe new courses, you can also visit our website, which is www.codestar.co.ke, and check some of the courses that we offer. They are very pocket friendly. The fee is pocket friendly, very cheap, and we'll get in touch. So let's get back to our session, and I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to go through the basics ones that I feel they can help, and let me go alphabetically. And as you can see, the first one is accounting here. Sometimes you might need some skills to do with accounts, because you'll solve some problems that are account related. So I normally go through these documentations to get to understand more about accounting. So that is one thing. Let me clear, because I don't want to load my RAM with a lot of stuff. Now the other one is AI. AI, you know, it's everything. Sometimes I go through some of these topics to do with artificial intelligence, and this app has got cool documentation for artificial intelligence, neural networks, and working with robotics, things like that one. I also have this Andro PHP, which enables me to execute PHP with my XFuel systems, as you can see. So I can just code it with my mobile phone, and I'm good to go. There is this one for basic electronic. It's past papers for basic electronic. Those students who are covering either NEC or something like that, it's good to get the past papers from here. The other one is also this one is for notes for basic electronic. It helped me a lot. I had this class where I was given to teach student about the basic electronic, and because of my past in college, what I experienced, I was never taught about basic electronics, but I found this documentation very well. I ended up training student on this subject. So the other one is Blogger. I normally write my blog site here, just using my smartphone. You can click here to write a new post and post it, publish it just right away from my smartphone. The other thing is this is C. In case those students who are going through C programming, this is another application that you can check some of the programs that are related to C programming. This is it. It's a very easy documentation. I normally use in case maybe you have student who I'm training C. Then I have C#. This is for C#. It has a good documentation. So I don't need to, as a software developer, trainer, maybe something like that. You don't need to memorize everything, every code, every line of code. But this one automates everything. I also have these ones for what we refer to as CCNA. CCNA, you have got like past papers and so forth. And sometimes I want to go through these questions, I go through them. Also, there is this CCNA for the notes. In case maybe I want to go through the notes, I can also use this tutorial and learn a lot of topics related to CCNA. As you can see, we have got active control list. In case maybe you want to see what we refer to as the Python, not Python, but Cisco commands, are the ones that we normally use for switch and so forth. You can get them there. Then there is the DBMS. This is for past papers, NEC. You can get almost all for the past papers for NEC. And I normally also use this for tutorials for NEC, for student who maybe training, maybe database management system. So these it has a well documented notes, which you don't need to prepare any other notes for the sake of going to the class. Maybe Excel formulas. You can create a simple question using this documentation to learn more about Excel, something like that. As you can see, there are these formulas here. Yeah, you can go through with them, and you learn a lot, knowing that Excel is kind of being used everywhere. Then this file manager I normally use to maybe transfer files from my smartphone to maybe the laptop. So some cases you might need, maybe you don't need to use a cable. I can use this application. The other application is this one called Flask. It is a well documented application about Flask programming, knowing that these are not library but a framework for Python for creating a web development web application using Python. So that one, it has got good documentation. And we can skip again. You can see I have JS. I have a lot. Let me skip this one because I normally use the W3 School, which is the best. Then again, there is accounting, there is artificial intelligence, there is the C++. This is the best application when I want to cover, maybe because I had a class which I was training C++. This is kind of documentation that I normally use. Maybe I don't need to train myself making short notes and so forth. It's an easy document which I can go through and just get into a class and I'm good to go. Also the CCNA, you can see. In case maybe I'm training student, it's very easy to keep the commands here. I can pick one of the questions, like you can see VTP. I can see just how it is, and you can also find the commands there and even type them direct. Then there is this Node.js, but before I go to Node.js, you can see there is networks, there is JSON. I had a problem with writing because JSON is used to transfer data in applications to the server, something like that, was together with also XML. So these are well documented application, mobile app that you can use to learn that kind of stuff. Then there is this Node.js. Node.js, remember, it is one of the fastest growing kind of in this field of web development, and it's a runtime that is for JavaScript. It makes you, if you are good in JavaScript, remember in most cases we used to learn JavaScript as a front end. So in case maybe you want to use JavaScript for backend, you normally use this runtime for Node.js runtime as a to create to use JavaScript on the backend. Again, there is Python, but let me skip Python. I go direct to the, because I have an application good which for Python. Let me use the Swift. So those students who want to learn Swift, I found it very easy. One time I had this student, I wanted to train about Swift. So this application helped me a lot. I covered it covered the syllabus very well, and the student now is doing very well. Again, we have got VB.NET. I know this is a framework that most people, they normally like using it because of its simplicity, especially in creating a user interface. It's like kind of drag and drop. So this is a nice one that you can use. And remember, VB.NET is the best when it comes to desktop application and so forth. Again, there is VB-Script. I also have Django. Django is a framework for Python, especially in creating web application. So it is the best when it comes to Python in the web development. And it's good because as you can see, it has got everything that you need. So I normally go through the documentation and I'm good to go. LogMaker, if I want to get a good design for log or something like that, before I draft it on the Corel Draw, something like that, I can use this application, which is LogMaker, maybe to come up with a new sketch, something like that. And as you can see, it does it very nice. You can type text and so forth. So that is another application that you can have as a graphic designer. Maybe there is this Lintech. It's my friend who normally is good in the developing of what we refer to as the embedded system, and he sent this application to me. So in case maybe you want an application that you can use to close door lighting systems, maybe for your house, things like security and so forth, lockers, closing door lockers, what we normally call solenoid locks, and also working with sensors and so forth. We can also do such an application. There is machine learning, as you can see. Machine learning is a new especially course in the industry, as you know, and there is a lot of types of machine learning. There is unsupervised learning, supervised learning. There is what we refer to as semi-supervised learning. So you can get to learn more about, get to understand better what machine learning is and so forth. Then this Meet is used for, I normally use it for video calls and so forth. Meetups, in case I want to engage guys on meetups, so that I can get to know what is happening in the industry. It's good to attend those meetups, and nowadays you don't need to go physically, especially during this COVID-19. You can just attend them online, and that is the application that I normally use to get the notifications and so forth. Then MySQL is a software developer. You know that you can't escape MySQL, and it has got a lot of commands that you can sometimes either memorize, but it's not good to do that. You can also you just need to learn how you can apply them, and you are good to go. So this is an application that I normally use in case maybe I'm using SQL, something like that. It's something that I like using. Again, apart from MySQL operating system or OOP, these are past papers for the next student, especially next student. I have a lot of application. So in case maybe you might need them, feel free to contact me. Maybe you can't lack a way to contact me. I will share maybe my contact. Again, we have got Python. This one I normally use to create just a simple application here for Python. Like for example, if I need to create maybe, so let's say, last open the codes. I want maybe like what we refer to as code. I need a simple project code. So as you can see, if I run this one, it's a good application that I can learn Python, how to work with Tkinter and so forth. So that is an application. You can just write the codes here. Python pandas, as you know, data science, machine learning, everything is going on the data sector. So this is an application that I normally use to master some of the syntax in the machine learning, especially when you're doing data exploration. This is a good tool that does that. For data exploration, visualization, you normally use what we refer to as either matplotlib and so forth. Those are some of the modules that you'll find in machine learning and so forth. Tkinter, it's another application, maybe in case you want to learn more about Python, creating graphical user interface. It's a good application, and this is the best I normally use to learn Python, and also to share with the student in case I want to train them on the Python programming language. I normally start with this one, basic. It has got the documentation. As you can see, you can copy code, you can open the code, you can paste the code on the editor, you can run the code, you can see the results here. So it's very easy nowadays to code with this stuff. There is this QM is past papers, and I normally use it in case I want to draft like questions. As you know, quantitative techniques, it deals with kind of statistics and data. So in case maybe I want to draft a new question about not machine learning, linear regression is one of the key used in the data science and so forth, to train data and so forth. So it's an application. I can use those questions to do kind of practice, something like that. QR code. Then we have got a quick edit. I normally use this one to code like HTML code, something like that. PHP as application. I showed you like the ones that I normally use to run the server. This PHP Adro, something like that. So this one, if I want to execute, as you can see, I can execute this code like this. Let me try, and as you can see, this is what it is displaying, and it's good. I can see my interface, how it looks like, and I'm good to go. So this quick edit is another application that you can use. All programming is another programming language that I normally cover a lot. And as you can see, if I need just the documentation part of it, I can use this one. Learning about vectors, data visualization, and so forth. Yeah, it's something that I've done several. Trained several students and so forth, done several projects and so forth. So as you can see, data science is a growing field. you need to have these kind of skills, and also artificial intelligence. SAD, that is system analysis and design, but these are past papers for next student. Especially in Kenya, we have got this course called High City for diplomas, NEC. They are examined by NEC. It's good. You can go through those questions, applications that you can get, past papers and so forth. This is for something to do with SP. You can get for all the subjects. That is for the past papers and so forth. And again, if I want to practice, maybe sorry. If I want to practice the SQLite, I can try to test them here. As you can see, SQL Server, you want to get basic. If you want to maybe to practice, you can practice from here also. This has got that capability to allow you to test yourself, writing those commands and so forth for my SQL and everything. So in case maybe I'm training student about database, this is an application that I normally use a lot. SQL tutorials, maybe I also advise students to use this application. It's the best when it comes to training things too. You can see it is well organized when it comes to topics and so forth about SQL. SQL is a language that you something that you cannot assume. It enables you to interact with the database. Again, let's move Telegram. You can send everything with Telegram. There is this one I normally use to integrate my website in case maybe I want to communicate direct to the people who attend to open my website and maybe search some content. It's a nice application there for chatting with your staffs and customers and so forth. VB.net, yes, as I said, we have got so many documentation about VB.net. Yeah, but you can see I have got a very nice document that allows me maybe to cover the topics very well with the students and so forth. So if I need to train students, there's no need of upping those soft copies and so forth. W3 School, as I said, on JavaScript, PHP, HTML, bootstraps and so forth. As you can see, all these ones you'll have to use them. So this kind of documentation really allows you, maybe in case maybe you are stuck somewhere with your code, you can just get back to your documentation, go through the stuff and learn more about it. And those are some of the applications that I feel like they can help you as a software developer or maybe in this field of IT. But in case maybe you have others, you can share with us on the comment and we will appreciate a lot. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. Sorry. Okay, bye.